Hello, Facebook. Hi. I'll wait for some people to jump on before I start. I always say that. Just wait. Wait for a few people. Yeah, it's a bit of an odd time. I never know who's going to show up at this time of day, but I'm thrilled to be here. Of course, always. I don't mind doing the lives. You know, I'm happy to do some reads and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, if you're new here and you haven't met me before, or that you might be watching the replay, make sure you hashtag replay in there so I know that you've watched this. And yeah, would love to get your feedback on the content, of course, as well, your thoughts on the card that I'm reading today. So yeah, I'll just introduce myself. My name is Marina Lovas. I'm your soul purpose mentor, and I support intuitive and spiritual entrepreneurs to monetize their passion to purpose, creating programs and services that sell out. And of course, I specialize, those of you who know me, I specialize in tarot and channeling, mediumship. They are my two niche offerings. And yeah, and I teach tarot. So I'm not just a tarot therapist, I'm also a tarot trainer and absolutely lover, founder of Tarot Therapy here in Australia. Yep, at the moment, I'm the only one doing that. We'll see how long that lasts. I'm very proud to put my stake in the ground and claim that. So yeah, as soon as I said that, some people jumped off. Never mind, it's fine. So yeah, if you're here, I would love to know who you are. So I can see a person online now. So if you just pop your name in, so I can greet you, it'd be lovely to greet you. So today, what I'm going to do, what I'm going to do today is I want to talk about. Hi, Sally. Is it Sally? Am I pronouncing your name correctly? I hope so. Yeah, today I'm going to explore the hi Sylvia, hello. Can't wait to start working with you. It seems too far away, doesn't it? Can't wait. Yes, I know, that's right. Oh, and if I start talking about myself too, if I put a stake in the ground, not everybody likes that either when you start saying that, you're one of the best. Some people get offended by that. I don't care. Anyway, I'm here doing what I love. So yeah, so I'm definitely going to do readings for sure. But first of all, I want to talk about the Magician. But before I do that, I've got my Intro to Practitioner training course ready to go. We start live next Friday. It is there are only 3 lives with this training. They're on fortnightly. Oh, I'm sorry about that, Sally. Maybe one day when you're feeling a bit more stronger financially, you'll be able to jump in. It's definitely worth it. I think the benefits of doing my course versus weekend workshops is that, one, you get to keep all the content. I mean, that in itself is incredibly valuable. It means that you can continue to redo the course as many times as you like. So, we all learn through repetition, and that's really important. It's not enough to just do a weekend workshop. It really isn't. And you just don't remember everything either. You're not, you just won't be able to remember everything. It's just how it rolls. So having that content there available to you all the time is amazing as well. And of course, every upgrade I do to the course, you get that too. So that's the other benefit. The other benefit is having me mentoring you. So I'll coach you through it, meaning that you get to do sessions with me where I'm going to teach you how to do 4 reading styles. So love, career, money, karma, and soul purpose. So we'll work together with that. I'm going to teach you mediumship skills, so how to connect in with spirit and bring that into your practice. And then, of course, we're going to work with the trumps, and we're going to look at how to do predictive readings, but not just how to do predictive readings, how to read the subconscious material, to build rapport with your own subconscious, but also to listen into the subconscious of your clients, because actually that's where their fate is residing, in their unconscious material, and it's from that which they are producing and creating their reality. It's all of that unconscious stuff. So our goal as therapists, tarot therapists and tarot practitioners, is really to bring that unconscious material to conscious awareness so that our clients have some level of control around the life that they're manifesting. We want to turn these readings inside out, because readings aren't just predictive. really that at the end of the day, they're helping our clients to course correct, and also to trust themselves, to be able to trust their own wisdoms, and also to recognize that they are the creators of their experience. It's a private relationship between your client and God or source or whatever it is that however they name the ineffable. That's where the true power resides in them, and our job is to help mirror that, to hold space for that, and give them space to uncover these blind spots where they might be, where they might need to course correct. And of course, there is a predictive element to it too. So that course is ready to go. If you decide to sign up today, let's say you sign up today, you get access to the course straight away. So there are 5 modules in there. The first module we'll talk about, there is more than 5 modules in there actually. You've also got Soul Work, which is my business coaching, marketing, sales package in there. So you've got that, as well as a channeling component. So all of the channeling content is in there too, how to channel using cards. And then of course you're going to have a live session with me learning how to do that as well. And then plus you've got all the tarot content in there. So video, that includes video training, that includes PDFs, that includes SoundCloud. So whatever it is that you feel more inclined, your natural learning style. If it's watching videos, the videos are there. If it's reading, there's reading material there. If it's listening and just listening to content, listening content's there. So it's all available to you. You can start now. That means that if you want to do the course, you don't have to wait till next Friday for the live session. You get content, you get the content now, right now. So that's amazing, and it's yours for life. It's yours for life. Okay, so how this works today is I want to explore the magician with you and talk to you about Hermes before we do any live readings. And then after, I'm very, very excited to do some live reads for you. So, I'm looking forward to that. Oh, thanks, Nell. Nell said, I love working with you, worth every cent. Nell's been doing my 9-month tarot therapy training, which is far more in depth than the practitioner training. It's a personal journey, not just learning about tarot therapy, but also doing your own personal journey work. It's a huge package, massive, and a massive journey. And you get, anyway, I could go on that as well. I could go on one with that too. I'm so proud of that course. I'm so proud. Like I stand by it 2000%. Anyway, all of my courses, but that one is exceptional. I think I believe it. I know it. So let's talk about Hermes. So in the Mythic Tarot, Hermes is known as the magician, and Hermes in astrology is also known as Mercury. So Mercury is Zeus's messenger. Zeus, the Jupiter, planet Jupiter, his messenger. So Hermes in the mythology was a bit of a trickster. He was pretty cheeky. He was a cheeky little trickster, and he is known for delivering messages. And he is what I would call your personal guide in the Mythic Tarot. So when the first card, when the fool jumps off the cliff, he lands at the crossroads, and Hermes is there waiting for him. The magician is there waiting for him as he lands at the crossroads. And Hermes' job is to give him the signs, to give him all the signs. Now, when Hermes starts sending his messages through to you, they are usually very obvious messages, obvious signs. Now, his energy is far more professional than that of the fool. The fool relies on instinct and gut instinct, and you kind of sort of you got a blindfold on, and you sort of just feeling your way through it. Whereas Hermes, his energy, the magician's energy, is far more professional. He is, think of the magicians that you see on the stage that perform their incredible acts where you're like, oh my God, how did he do that? Or how did she do that? This is an example of the miraculous. It's a projection of the miraculous energy that resides in us. We all have a magician within us. We all have these powerful manifestors within us. And the magician gives us signs all the time. He's the song on the radio, the feather that falls on the path, the book that crosses your path, the person that you meet at the bus stop that all of a sudden starts talking about something that is relevant to your current experience. Hermes is sending you messages all the time. But here's the deal. The deal is, because he's a deal maker, he's a business hustler from way back. The deal is that you have to interpret the message based on your meaning, the way in which you want to make meaning of it. So that is, you've got to collaborate with Hermes. You can't just the magician needs an audience. And if you're not there collaborating with the magician, his magic isn't going to be seen. So you have to collaborate with Hermes. You have to make a decision to decide to collaborate with Spirit. You have to make a decision to decide to collaborate with the nudges, with the hunches, with the feather that falls, with the message on the radio, on the song on the radio, or the message that you're getting today on this live. You've got to choose to be a participant and choose to use that message to make meaning of that message in the context of the life that you want to create for yourself. So you get to have some control of how you interpret that message, for sure. Hermes doesn't give a shit how the message falls. He just delivers the message, and then it's up to you to determine what you do with it. You get to make meaning of it. You get to utilize that message. So the collaboration is incredibly important, Diane, absolutely. Often when people start working with mediumship or channeling, they're channeling their spirit guides or guardian angels, whatever, however you want to name it, however you want. Rachel, I'm just going to talk about Hermes first. I know you've just joined. If anybody's just joined, I'm just doing a little mini training on the Mythic Tarot, and I'm talking about Hermes, and then I'll do some free reads after that. So if you don't want to hang around, Rachel, come back in about 10 minutes. So, with Hermes, with the magician, really, the message is, how do we bring all of that scattered energy, and bring it into the present moment and to direct it onto a particular path? When we first met on the first card of the Mythic Tarot is the Fool, and his energy is everywhere and nowhere. Energy is everything and nothing. It's sort of not directed in any kind of direction anywhere. We just take a leap of faith, and as we take a leap of faith, we jump off the cliff and we land at the crossroads. And Hermes there saying, here's a sign. This is the direction I want to go in. And then you need to collaborate with that. You need to bring all of your energy and direct it towards this path. So think of Hermes being like a conductor of a symphony orchestra. He's bringing all of the elements together to help you bring all of the energy that you need to direct the path, to get you on the right path, the path on the right, to course correct. Now, it requires trust. Absolutely. There are key ingredients to working with Hermes and working with Mercury, who will drop these random messages in, random signs that you'll think, is this a coincidence? Am I just making this up? Is this just synchronicity? No, it's not just synchronicity. It's not just a coincidence. Well, it is synchronicity, but it's not just a coincidence. It is a sign. And then you get to determine what you do with that. And so it's your job to take those signs and utilize it and to direct it onto the path. And that requires trust. It requires trust. You'll hear it, all the famous words of the guides, right? The famous words are usually trust, relax, trust, relax, be in the flow, trust and relax. So what does that mean, to trust? Well, it means to not listen to your fears. Now, usually when we get a sign, we get a message, we get a nudge, and it's really clear. We get like an obvious sign. Let's just say the feather confirming your next step in your business falls onto the path, right? So it falls onto the path, and then it's your job to trust that message and take a step closer. Take a leap of faith. I just got distracted with Diane. I don't know what I was saying now. I need to trust. I need to come back. What was I saying? Diane said, trust, relax. It's all good. We love you. And I just got distracted by that. So what was I saying? Oh, Christ. I lost the flow, everyone. I'm going to come back. You come back. Yes. So what I was saying, trust. So we have to learn to trust. Okay. So trusting requires you to trust the initial excitement that comes through. That's all right, Diane. I'm just being myself, hey, just being real. It came back. Look, it came back. I trusted and it came back. You've got to trust that initial excitement. Usually what happens when we get the nudge or we get the sign, there's a feeling of excitement that happens, right? You get this kind of surge, this surge of energy that moves through you. And you're like, oh, that feels really good. I like the feeling of that. Now, what most people do after that is all of a sudden they get scared and they think, oh, I don't know if it's possible. I don't know if I can. All the doubts start to jump in. All the limiting beliefs start to jump in. Those limiting beliefs and those doubts are not messages from spirit. They are not messages from spirit. Spirit does not limit you. Spirit does not tell you that you can't. Spirit doesn't try and contract you or deny you of what you want. In fact, the opposite. Spirit, God, source, your spirit guides, whatever name you want to call that ineffable energy that calls to you, that gives you this trust in life, wants you to expand, wants you to evolve, and is not seeking to contract you or limit you. That feeling of initial excitement is the sign. That is a sign. That's a clear sign that it's worthy of exploring. And of course, there will be a part of you for sure that's scared, that will have, some feelings of fear around, or is it possible for me? You might go back into the past and start thinking of the times when, when things didn't work, or whatever. You'll all these old beliefs will start to pop up. You want to ignore those. You want to do the thing anyway. Recognize it, see it there, and go, okay, yeah, I see you, but actually, the message I'm listening to is the original one that dropped in, and it was clear, and I felt the clear sign. So, or knew or saw the clear sign. So trust is an incredibly important ingredient in terms of our evolution and our growth and our connection to spirit. Every time you trust the nudge, every time you trust the professional message that drops in that you cannot miss, the one that is so obvious that you go, I've got to be making this up. You are not. You cannot make that shit up, okay? Every time you trust, you strengthen your connection to spirit. Every single time you trust and you act on the message, you strengthen your connection to spirit. And every time you do that, you get divinely compensated. So I don't know what that divine compensation will be for you. Maybe multiple timelines open up and you get to see another opportunity lands on your path. Don't forget Hermes, old mate Hermes, he's a hustler from way back. His specialty is in business. He doesn't mind a good business hustle. He's always looking for ways that he can improve your life through, hustling to get you what you want. Bit of a business hustler there, he loves making deals, doing deals with you. But the deal is you've got to trust. You have to trust, because without trust, you won't course correct. So course correcting requires trust, trusting the signs, trusting the messages. Yes, it's going to feel uncomfortable. Yes, it's going to feel somewhat unfamiliar. For most of you, it'll be something that you haven't done before. When Hermes shows up in a reading, you're at the beginning of a new chapter, and it will require you to step into areas in your life or on paths that you haven't traversed before. So it's the path less traveled. So you're not going to have like some kind of ability to see exactly how things are going to turn out, because you haven't done it before. You can't predict. You don't have that capacity to predict. All you've got, yes, trust connects you, absolutely. All you've got in that moment is trust. And your guide, spirit, God is on your side. Universe is on your side. It's your best friend. It's on your side. If you can allow yourself to step into your expansion and to really feel into where you want to grow, what you want to evolve, where you feel called to, the magic that you want to play with and you want to play into in life, your spirit will expand tenfold. Opportunities will show up for you. He's a business professional. He's the magician. He's a professional at it. Opportunities will show up that you hadn't anticipated because you trusted, because you took that trust and you utilized it in its highest frequency. And its highest frequency is following the signs, following the nudges, following your heart, and following that feeling of excitement, for sure. So the second ingredient that is required when working with Hermes is taking risks. It's requiring a risk, right? It's going to require you to do something that you haven't done before. You're at a crossroads. It's a new path. It's requiring to do, to take a risk and to trust that the risk will be of benefit to you. Now, we've all heard of the Mercury retrograde, right? And usually Mars is in retrograde at the moment. It's very exhausting when Mars is in retrograde. But anyway, nonetheless, we're not talking about Mars. We're talking about Hermes. Probably should have talked about. Anyway, we're here now. We're with Hermes. So, Mercury retrogrades gets a bit of a bad rap in spiritual circles and psychic circles, sacred art circles. But at the end of the day, what Mercury's doing is he's slowing things down for you so that you can pick up the messages, so that you can receive the insights, so that you can reorganize, relearn, what's the word I'm looking for? Recalibrate, heal, discover diamonds of self-worth on the path that you may have rushed past to help you course correct. Again, to help you course correct. A Hermes, I was going to call it a Hermes retrograde. Maybe I should just keep calling it that. A Hermes retrograde. A Mercury retrograde isn't negative. It's not bad. It's just garbage when you're reading that stuff online. It's an opportunities. Hermes brings opportunities. He brings opportunities to you. And he slows things down so you can't miss it. Yes, you may get detoured on your path. Yeah, Marie said, I saw the sign and opened up my eyes. I saw the sign. Are you singing, Marie? You'll have to do a Hermes song for us. Would love to hear it. Retrogrades are amazing. So when we think about, I've just lost myself because I was thinking about Marie singing. Got lost again. I need to just focus on the card, hey, so I don't get lost. So, I was talking about detours. I got detoured by Marie. Yeah, so detours are not all bad things. So when the magician comes up, sometimes we are being what we think is being sent on a detour, or we may think that we're on the wrong path. Sometimes we have to take these detours to finally get clear on what we want, or what the path on the right actually is, and how we can course correct. I'll give you an example. That was back in the day when I first started doing this work. I've been doing this work my whole life, but when I rekindled my business and started again, going back 7 years ago, I really wanted to I didn't just want to do cards, because at the time I thought that cards weren't enough. It wasn't valuable. I mean, holy shit, I couldn't have been more wrong. But anyway, I thought I've got to do healing. I've got to do healings on people, because I used to be a Reiki master, and I feel I need to do that. So for a whole bloody year, I was advertising these healings and no one was purchasing. Remember, Hermes is a hustler, right? I was getting readings, I was getting everything else, but not these healing sessions. And I was like, Spirit, guides, whisper, come on. Like, I really want to do a healing session. Well, I had my healing session and I was like, yeah, that's right. I actually don't want to do it anymore. That's why. So, the point is, I mean, I realized that it's just not for me. I didn't enjoy it. I hated it. Didn't enjoy it. No, I didn't hate it, but didn't enjoy it. It was not for me. The point is that these course corrections are really important. These detours are really important. And yes, they're messages. They're messages, clear messages from Spirit, clear messages. Don't think you're doing something wrong because you've been detoured. It's a message from Hermes. He's a professional. That's what I'm saying. He's a professional at course correcting. You've just got to trust it. You've got to trust the course correction and not let yourself be, derailed by what other people think. So Mercury is going to drop messages to you, okay? And he does it indiscriminately, meaning he doesn't care how it lands. You get to determine how it lands. This card is about you being on the crossroads. In fact, magician needs an audience. He needs you to show up to collaborate with Spirit. Spirit isn't going to fix your life for you. You've got to go in there and be a collaborator on the journey. And you do that through trusting. You do that through trusting the signs, trusting your heart, and directing all of your energy towards where you're being called to go. You need to trust. You need to trust trust the messages, trust the excitement, trust the feelings. Yes, you changed your course with one swift move. You certainly did, Diane. It was the right decision, the path on the right. It was called course correcting. So Oh, there's so much I could talk about Hermes. I could riff on him for ages. Last thing I want to say about him now. So where do we find these messages? How do they show up? Like, where do we find them? Okay. The message shows up in direct experience, meaning you need to be present with life. You need to be present with direct experience. You need to be in the here and now to pick up the messages. If you're not present, if you're dissociated somewhere else, worrying about the past, floating somewhere back there, or too many steps ahead in the future, panicking about what's not happening, you're going to miss the signs. You're going to miss the flow. The signs are happening now. As one of my beautiful teachers, Pema Chodron, would say, the path to enlightenment is happening in every moment. Here's all the paths. There's many different paths to enlightenment. It's all happening now. To feel into the presence of spirit, to feel into the presence of your loved ones who have passed over, to feel into the presence of your soul, it requires to be with direct experience and not to distort that, to be with whatever is showing up and trusting that there's a message in that for you. The signs are the message, right? And so Sally said, I see signs, but I don't get the message. Well, the message is that you need to do the thing that you want. Your soul purpose, our soul purpose in this lifetime is to follow our heart and do the things that we love. Put simply, most people, a lot of people, I shouldn't say most people, a lot of people are scared to do that. They get so caught in society's shoulds and the conditioning of society and culture and family that they're too busy fulfilling the expectations of what everybody else has imposed upon them and not really listening to the truth of their being and listening to their heart. To follow the message is, Sally, the message is do what you love. Do what you love. Trust the signs. When the signs show up, follow it. Follow it. Now, of course, messages drop in for different contexts and different contexts for different things. My feeling in sharing that with you is really around soul purpose, is really about you trusting your life's purpose, your true purpose. Many of the women who I work with are, work that are called to the intuitive arts, that are called to the sacred arts, that are called to this work, the work that I do. And it's my specialty to support you to fulfill that purpose in this lifetime. I give you all the skills that you need to stand out as a professional in your practice. Strong, solid, academic training. I come in with not just the sacred arts, but with an education. And I share all of what I've learned, years, a culmination of years of experience, and I share that with you. And it's a gift. It's a gift to the women that I work with, to help the women that I work with really reclaim their sacred arts, the sacred path. And look, to be honest, I'm going to be really super, super honest with you. Most of the women that I've worked with, we've known each other for many, many lifetimes. We've known each other for many, many lifetimes, and we've been shut down many, many lifetimes before. It's not happening in this lifetime. Absolutely not. And this is your time to really find your voice, to step into your power and reclaim the sacred feminine, and to reclaim your sacred art, to reclaim the healer that you always were and always have been. This is your time to do that. We're in a really amazing position in society now. We've got opportunities where we can become all of that. We can be all of that and safely. We're not going to be burned, drowned, murdered. We can be this now. We can be this now. It's safe for you now. So, yes, these are the women that I'm working with. We're the witches that they couldn't burn. We came back and back and back, and we're not going anywhere. No, we're not. Yes. Yeah. Okay, let's do some readings. So, oh, thanks, Libby. Libby said, I feel like I've just got the information I needed from Spirit hearing you talk on the Magician. Oh, I'm so glad. Well, that's the hope, hey, every time I show up to do these readings and read the cards, that there's some medicine there for you. Yeah, the only thing that crucifies Kathy is self-doubt, is it? Yeah, and that's pretty like that. That's the old you, the old version of you that wants to keep you safe, doing what you've always done, because you can anticipate that. You've got some way to predict, you've got some control, you know what's going to happen. So therefore, there's a level of safety there. Usually, when we're stepping out of our comfort zone, or when we're working, when we truly align and work with spirit, it's going to require you to stretch yourself, and that stretching yourself means moving into new, on new pathways, to have novel experiences. We're not here for perfection. We're here to have experiences, new experiences that are going to grow you. They're going to grow us. They're going to grow us. That are going to evolve us, to expand our mind, to expand our energy field. If you're doing what you've always done, you're going to stay stuck. I mean, that's the truth. And we're here to grow and evolve. Now, in saying that, in your own way, in your own time, it's not up to me to sort of push you off the cliff. I do push my clients off the cliff a fair bit, but they've chosen that. They signed up with me to choose that. But those of you who are watching, it's not up to me to push you off the cliff. You've got to have your own back around this. Yes, in your own way, in your own timing, but it's up to you. You get to stretch time, collapse time. You get to make that decision based on the choices that you make in terms of taking those risks. And the risks is doing having new experiences. Really, it's having new experiences, facing conflicts, honoring yourself, listening to the nudges, trusting the messages, acting on the messages, even when it feels fucking uncomfortable. Doing the things that are for your highest good, that are for the greater good of everyone involved, making decisions, stepping into your personal leadership. It sounds pretty overwhelming, but that's why I'm here, to support you through that. That's my job. That's my job. That's what you pay me for, to support you with that, to help you grow, to support you through that evolution. If there's anybody out there that can do it, it's you. Absolutely. If I can do it, you can do it. The black sheep of the family is not just the scapegoat. Some of you are the black sheep of the family. You've been used as a scapegoat. You get blamed for everything in the family. But actually, the truth is that you're a free thinker, and you're different, and you're very expansive in your mind and your thoughts. And it triggers your family, for sure. Oh, so much talking. Not enough reading of the cards. I'm going to do a couple of readings and then I'll head off. So, yes, Karen, I'll do a reading for you. If you'd like a reading, put yes in the comments section and I'll read for you. I've got some free time today. I'm usually at astrology training, but it's been cancelled for this week. So I thought I'll just jump online. Hey, I'll just jump online and do some reads. And yeah, I'll just put a link in for my beautiful course here. There it is. My Tarot Practitioner course. You can be a beginner or advanced. In this course, you're going to learn tarot psychology. You're not just going to learn predictive tarot, you'll learn tarot psychology as well as predictive tarot. Of course, we all love predictive tarot. That's going to be in there as well. Okay, Karen, this is for you. Oh, Karen, you've got two major cards. I've picked two major cards. The first card that I've got for you is the Fool. You need to take a risk. You need to take a leap of faith. It's time to jump on a new path. Whatever new chapter you've been drawn to exploring, this is your prompt. This is your nudge. The Fool is everywhere and nowhere. You're being called to trust your instincts. Don't worry about how things are going to turn out. Just trust your instincts and take a leap of faith. We know what comes after the Fool. I've just spent the last 20 minutes talking about the Magician. Your guide is at the bottom, ready to give you the signs, ready to open up opportunities for you. Remember, Hermes the Magician, he's a hustler from way back. He's going to have opportunities there waiting for you. He's a hustler. He's going to hustle for you. So trust that leap of faith. Yes, it's going to require you to just focus on being where you feel called. He's got his head up, right? He's looking up at spirit. He's trusting in God and he's taking that leap of faith. This is the invitation. You are being protected. You are being protected for sure. Archangel Michael, the angel realm, is definitely around you. You've also been called to step into your shiny self. My feeling is this new leap of faith for you is really about you stepping into your art, your craft, your creative craft. There's a longing for you to to shine in the world. You want to be seen, you want to be known for something, to shine. And the message for you around this card is you've got to follow what gives you that feeling of play and joy, and sign up for the courses, sign up for the new thing that you want to explore. Say yes to it. Don't be afraid of it. Things work out in your favor. Whenever the sun comes up in a reading, things work out in your favor. And of course, if this is around taking a leap of faith in your relationship, this is a massive yes. You'll be okay. You will be okay. You will be okay. You'll be taken care of for sure. Okay, that's your message. Hello, Fizz and Swish. Hello. Oh, you just picked up a Moonology cards. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's nice. Yes, they're good cards. I don't have them because I've got sick of buying Oracle cards. I'm fed up with all the Oracle cards. Oh, they're a bloody dime a dozen. You know, that's terrible, isn't it? I'll forget that when I do my own Oracle cards. One day I'll do my own Oracle cards and I'll take that all back. But in saying that, I don't buy cards anymore. I just stick with old mage. These ones. These are the big medicinal cards. So much wealth in these cards, so much knowledge. They're an introduction to Jungian psychology, as well as astrology, as well as divination, intuitive, the predictive astrology, as well as mythology. There's just so much there. These are rich, abundant tools. There's so much for your intuition to draw on working with these cards. I think they're the best. People have said to me, why don't you do your own cards? I don't know how to outdo these. I don't think I could outdo them. The best I could do is maybe come up with some Oracle cards, because I reckon I'd outdo them. What the nudge. All right, so we're talking about the magician. Hey, the nudge that I was getting around my work, around my soul work, is to write a book, a tarot therapy book. Since I'm the only one in Australia that's teaching tarot therapy right now, I say right now because somebody's going to jump on my bandwagon at some point. They won't be like me. They don't come in with the same skills that I come in, but I'm the only person that's teaching it in Australia. I need to have a book out, hey? I need to have a book out. Hello, Rebecca. Lovely to see you. All right, who am I going to read for next? I'm going to read for Fizz and Swish. Fizz and Swish. Hello. Would love to know your actual name. Could you share your name? That would be nice. I'd like to be able to address you by your name. Oh, Sally wants to be the next Long Island medium. Oh, amazing. Absolutely. I trust you. I believe in you. Trust that nudge. Trust it. Trust it. It's definitely possible. Absolutely. Oh, so there's two of you, but who's on now? Who's on now? Or do you have multiple personalities? So it's Sershi and is it Sershi? Is that how I pronounce? Hello, Desiree. Fiona and Sershi, I think. I'm going to pick a card for. Well, who am I picking the card for? Is what I'm trying to work out. Who am I picking the card for? Who am I picking the card for? I need to know. The thing goes so slow. Okay, excellent. Okay, Fiona, have I pronounced your name correctly? I hope so. Okay. Oh, this is great. All right. So the first thing I want to say to you is that you have like a hobby that is worth diving a little bit more deeply into. This tells me that you have a talent, an untapped talent, or a talent that's starting to emerge that you're being called to explore more deeply, and it's worth the investment, but it's going to require a big commitment for you. It's going to require you to go all in. It'll bring a lot of contentment, emotional fulfillment, and happiness for you if you choose to follow through, if you choose to commit, if you choose to to nurture this gift that you have, this talent. So when this card comes up, it's a bit like being it's a bit like a soup, right? You know, you've got to give it time to simmer for a soup to be absolutely delicious and have the capacity to nourish not just yourself but other people. You've got to give it time to simmer. You've got to throw all the ingredients in, and a bit of this, bit of that, and all those ingredients are all the tools that you come with, all the medicines that you come with, all the gifts that you have get thrown into this soup, and you're making the most exquisite, tasty soup that's going to nourish not just you but other people. My feeling is that you're here to either do some kind, well, you're here to help people. Okay, and how that looks for you is going to be unique to you, but it's going to bring you lots of like contentment, but it requires a commitment. It requires a commitment from you. It's worthy of pursuing. It's worthy of you know, to not just exploring, committing to. Right? It's a hobby, it's a craft, it's a gift that you have that is worth your commitment. Go all in on it. That is your message. Okay. Next person, Desiree. Yes, would love to read for you. Yes, Sylvia, I'll pick a marriage for you. Was that a Freudian slip, Sylvia? I'll pick a marriage for you. That's not a good sign. You don't want me picking any marriage for you, that's for sure. My own marriage didn't work out. Anyway. Yeah. All right, I'll read for you after Desiree, Sylvia. I'm happy to do reads here. So if you feel generous and you'd like to do a share, let's get a few more people on, hey? Desiree, that's a really pretty picture of you, I have to say. It's very nice. You look gorgeous in that picture. Really pretty. Love it. Love it. Okay. Let's pick some cards for Desiree. Let's see what's there. So if you're just joining me now, which I don't think anybody has just joined. Oh, yes, Fizz and Swish just joined. I've got my Intro to Tarot practitioner training. It starts now. So as soon as you sign up, you get access to the course straight away. And so the course will give you all the skills that you need to become a tarot practitioner. And also there's a marketing and sales component, how to earn money doing what you love, and marketing soulful sales, you know, how to work with the tarot and how to sell your services and your packages, of course. And then you've got all the live training materials. And, you know, I keep saying we learn through repetition. It's best, you know, you're not getting a weekend crash course, some at risk of being an asshole, you know, some course on the weekend where you're just doing a few reads with each other. You've got material, psychological material that you get to work with as many times as you like to learn as much as you can about the tarot over and over again. We learn through repetition. It's just not enough doing the weekend courses. It's not. It takes years of practice to become incredibly skilled. But I've collapsed some of that time for you because I've put all the useful, important content in that course. And it's chockers. It's chock-a-box. It's in MemberVault. And there's all this in like heaps of different modules for you to go through. I wish I knew exactly how many modules. My VA will know. I just send her the content and she organizes it all for me. Videos, PDFs, SoundClouds, Hypnos. Heaps in there, heaps, you know, because, you know, it is in my best interest for you to succeed. There's no point running a business and not having you succeed. I want you to succeed. That's my investment in you. I want to see you grow and flourish. There's plenty of work out there. It's an abundant world. There's plenty of abundance to share, and I want to share it with you for sure. I want you to stand out like I do. Okay, Desiree, this is for you. Oh, Desiree. Okay. Oh, okay, Desiree. Curious cards. Wowzers. Okay, look at this, people. We've got two aces. Whoops. Oh, shit, camera. We've got two aces here. So aces are very like forces of nature, big energy, big shifting energy. The Ace of Swords is really about the change, irrevocable changes. You are going to course correct, Desiree. I'm things are not going to maintain The relationship will not stay the same. It's not possible. Things are going to change. The energy of this card is there's a cognitive dissonance. Things don't feel right. One part of you says, okay, I'd like to maintain the old version of this, or that maintain the old view. But there's another part of you that knows better, that can see better. You have the capacity to see the big picture. You can see the big picture, and you need to course correct and align with what you actually want. I feel that this relationship is going to bring lots of conflict. Now, just because I say that doesn't mean you have to end it, but it will bring a lot of conflict in. It'll be very confronting and conflict driven. So, the choice is yours. The choice will be yours. But eventually that cognitive dissonance is going to get the better of you, and you will end up making a decision. You're being called to focus on the kind of future that you actually want for yourself. Dream bigger. Dream bigger than what you already are. The Ace of Wands is about the vision that we have, but I'm going to, because this is Zeus, this is old mate Zeus, Hermes Messenger. Hermes, the messenger for Hermes. Sorry. Hermes is his messenger, right? So Zeus is the king of all kings. Like, he stands on the top of the mountain. And the message that he sent through Hermes to you is to expand your vision. You're thinking too small. Expand your vision. Supersize it. Push it out to its extremities. Jupiter is the biggest planet in the astrological system, and Jupiter is very much about bigger than Ben-Hur. How can we supersize what we have? How can we expand? How do we expand our mind around what's possible? Expansion. Think bigger than what you already are. That's your message. Yes. Someone from the past has returned. You don't go there. Yes. Yeah. Okay. That was your message. Take what you will from that, Desiree. So now I'm going to read for Sylvia. Hi, Sylvia. Hello. Okay. Would love a card for my marriage. Let's see what comes up for Sylvia. I've got a sore throat. Just say, talking too much, talking too loud. Maybe I need to soften a bit. My daughter thinks I talk too loud. I don't talk too loud in general. It's just because I don't have a microphone, so I feel like I have to project my voice a bit. Maybe I need to just soften a little bit. Hey? Just saying. All right. Sylvia, let's see. Card for my marriage. Oh, I feel a bit of pressure around this, Sylvia. Here we go. I'm going to take this card. And I'm going to take this card. Those two cards looking at me. I'm going to trust that. Trust the signs. Oh, okay. Sylvia, you've got two major cards here. I've picked two major cards for you. The first card I want to talk about is the weeping wound. You've been wounded by this marriage. And yes, there is an opportunity for forgiveness and really healing, and but there's a wound there that needs your loving attention. And so we might think about the Hierophant as being a portal for touching something very deep within yourself. And the wound is you've been through a lot. I know, knowing a little bit about you, the small amount about you, that you've been through some extreme tragedies in life, not the norm. It's not just on the surface. There's been some big things that have happened. And it's given you this connection to God in a way, fortunately, in the most unfortunate circumstances. You have this connection to spirit, and you need to trust that. You need to trust that now more than ever. And so this wound that's there needs tending to. It needs your loving attention. So my message to you is that you need to do some more work around the wounding, to forgive yourself, to work on, not necessarily work on bringing him into conscious awareness. This is really about you. This is really about you healing you and finding that love and compassion for yourself, and mercy, to have mercy on your own soul. There's lots of questions that are coming up, around whether or not you're making the right decision. You have made the right decision. You need to trust that with all your heart. You're being guided and mentored. You are a healer. You are an incredible healer. And whenever a Chiron comes up in a reading, he is the nudge that you do have natural healing gifts. You are the therapist. You are the psychologist. You are the psychotherapist. You have all of these skills. Incredible skills. You bring the content from spirit into intellectual property where people can learn from that. You have the capacity to hold space, run courses, hold space for people. You're a gifted healer, and it's in your soul contract to do that. I know you're sort of wanting around messages around your marriage, and yes, you need to let your feelings flow. Absolutely. There's your heart, to have compassion for yourself. Forgiveness doesn't necessarily mean that we get back with people that have hurt us. It's not really about that. Forgiveness, as you know, I think you're a very spiritual woman. You probably have more, maybe a much more expanded view around that, given what you've been through. I feel like, with this, the message card is really about taking that. It takes a spiritual leap, because it kind of defies logic. Forgiveness can defy logic. People do horrendous things. Horrendous things happen. It's like, how do you find forgiveness in that? So the start is to start with you first. Is how can I have more compassion and empathy and love for me? How can I be kinder to me? How can I forgive myself for what has happened, what has been? Not that you've done anything wrong. It's really about you having mercy on your own soul, because I think you blame yourself for a lot of what's been happening. It's just not so a lot of what's happened is just out of your hands. It was out of your hands, and it, this card is about emotionality. Feeling is healing. And rather than worrying about trying to fix the marriage, really, this is about you healing yourself and finding that healing within you. I hope that helps, Sylvia. Oh, okay. Miranda, yes, a sneaky daytime live. That's right, Miranda. I jumped in because I normally have astrology training, but it got cancelled today. So, so I just decided to jump on. I had a beautiful reading with a gorgeous client this morning, and then I thought, you know what? I might just jump on and do another live, because you're so welcome, Sylvia. I'm thought, well, why not just jump on while I'm here? I could clean up the house. I could definitely do marketing. Well, this is kind of marketing, but it's more fun. It means that I get to hang out with my crew, with my peeps, with my soul family. I get to hang out, so that's nice. Oh, that's beautiful. Thanks, Miranda. I appreciate that. Miranda said it's lovely to see your gorgeous face pop up. Thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, yes. Oh, did you miss my live on Monday? Oh, yeah, the energy report. Oh, it was an intense one. It was an intense one, that's for sure. Okay, who am I reading for now? Who'd like a reading? Who am I going to read for now? Who's here? If you feel like sharing, that would be amazing. Rebecca, you're all tucked up in bed resting. Yes, excellent. I'm going to give you a reading. I'm going to give you a reading. Divine compensation for trusting in Hermes. We were talking about Hermes today. I hope you've got your cards there, Rebecca. Your cards have arrived, haven't they? But you didn't get the book. Oh, I wish you had the book now. Yeah, have a play with your cards whilst you're all tucked up in bed, enjoying the rest. I'm happy for you. You deserve it. You're worth it. Let's pick some cards for you. Excellent. You do have your cards. Yes, play. Be in touch with your inner self, with your inner being. Let yourself play and reconnect. Build rapport with your inner self. That's what we're doing when we're doing our own cards. You're building rapport with your personal unconscious. You're building rapport with your inner self, learning to trust yourself, having dialogue listening, having dialogue with your ego self, with your persona, with the self, which is the totality of being, your soul. You're having dialogue with spirit, with the impressions of loved ones that we hold within us. Yeah, there's a whole universe that resides within us, a magical place for sure. You can't find a deck that you can connect with. Well, I've just given you the heads up. Have a nice Sally. So the deck is the New Mythic Tarot. The New Mythic Tarot. That is the best deck, I believe, on the market. Absolutely. Unless I come up with something better, which I can't outdo this deck. It's too good. It's too good. The only problem with this deck, it is it's not somewhat. It's very patriarchal. It's kind of like, based on Greek mythology, which is amazing, but it's sort of very heteronormative. But we can work with that. We can undo some of that. The cards have a lot of like insights in them as well, for sure, and we can look past some of that. There's lots to be said that you could say are not perfect about these cards, but there's a lot to be said that makes these cards amazing as well. Anyway. So, Rebecca, let's read some cards for you. Let's see what comes up. Oh, Rebecca, what's cooking? What's cooking? Good looking? What's cooking? So this tells me, this based on our conversation that we had the other day, and I still feel this. This is about a talent that's starting to emerge within you. And given that we've had lots of conversations around this, you're very intuitive. It's happening quite easily for you. You've got this skill, in being able to read. You read your own cards. I gave you a pack of those gypsy cards, and your workings, your connection to those cards have been like phenomenal. Honestly, they've been phenomenal. And your ability to connect in with your inner self using those cards has happened sort of effortlessly, which is why I encourage you to get yourself the Mythic Tarot, because I feel like you could even go deeper than that. I feel that these, you've discovered a talent. You're very psychic, incredibly aware, tuned into spirit. Now, I've been working with Rebecca for a little while now, and her connection to spirit, her mediumship skills are out of this world too. You really are phenomenal at this work, really tuned in, highly sensitive, empathic, open. You're incredibly skilled, and it's a talent worth nurturing. If you feel called to nurture it, it's a talent worth nurturing, meaning that it is something that you could monetize down the track if you want to. The Seven of Cups, the message around this card for you is really about you stepping into your sense of agency and your sense of sovereignty. Now, I'm going to say with this card that it's okay for you to have some time out, which is what you're doing, but it's not just time out from work, but this is around time out from your relationship as well. So that doesn't mean that the relationship ends or anything along those lines. It's just confirming. It's a very confirming card in terms of you need to find yourself again. You need to get in touch with yourself again, and you need that space to become the very thing that you're not getting in that relationship at the moment. You have to find it within yourself. And so it does require you to have your own sacred space, your own sacred time, which is what you're gifting yourself now. And that's amazing. No worries, Miranda, all the love. The bell's just gone, as it must be near, hey, close to you. Oh, you're at school, that's why. Yeah, so this card, it's confirmation again that the necessity for you to have your own sacred space, your own sacred time, so that you can find who you are again, so you can come into the relationship as the independent woman that you are, that you've always been. It's kind of rekindling that relationship with her again, and having to do some, having that space to reconnect with meeting your needs, so that you can come into the relationship not seeking to get something from the partner, which we all want something. We all are hoping to receive, to have some unmet needs, through our partners. But the reality is that we've got to give it to ourselves first. It's not always easy to do that, for sure. But yeah, your child, there's a little bit of a challenge for you. Is about sacred space, being in your sacred space, having your sacred time, which you're gifting yourself at the moment. So that's your message, Rebecca. Sending you all the love, all the love. So happy that you're resting. It's good. Happy about that. Excellent. Okay. Who else am I going to read for? Sally, I'll read for you. Hello, lovely to meet you. I'm sure we've met many times, but not really. Many times in other lifetimes. Oh, you're so welcome, Rebecca. Yeah, so Sally, you talked about mediumship skills, you having mediumship, wanting to step into that more powerfully. It's absolutely possible for sure. I hope you're doing some training around that. If you're not and you want to do, I have a feeling, are you in Perth? Are you in Perth? You could do training with me, or if you're not in Perth, there's someone I know called Ben who he's done some work with me. I trust him. I know that he's skilled at what he does. You could do some training with him. I have a feeling you're connected with him. Do you know Ben? I can't think of his last name. Oh, you're in Perth. Oh, you're in Perth. Oh, so much for being psychic. I thought you were over east. Just being honest. Yeah. Oh, you're in Perth. Okay. Yeah. Ben, I can't think of his last name. Ben. Anyway, you could always come and work with me. I do mediumship spirit in-house sessions in Perth. I've got one currently running. Ben Eden, that's the one. Thanks, Kim. Oh, you know Ben. You know Ben as well. Yeah, Ben Eden. That's the one. Yeah, I do spirit events in-house, in my house. My house is a living altar. We have the spirit box out and all the things out, doing these spirit nights, spirit talk nights. They are by invite only, meaning I just never advertise them on my website. I might advertise them on Facebook, so I've got a couple of seats open. And yeah, they are. The next group is about to finish, but I won't start the next group until January. It won't be until January when the next group starts. So if you'd like to be a part of that, you need to private message me. Send me a private message, and then I'll put you on a wait list, because there is a bit of a wait list for that. And yeah, the cost for that, people are probably wondering, well, how much does that cost? It's $397. It runs for 8 weeks, and we have 4 sessions over the 8 weeks, and then we have like a private group where we get to chat and support each other and do all the things. I have people who continue to repeat it, so I've got regulars who aren't going anywhere, which is fine. I don't mind. Where everybody's sort of developing their craft, developing their gift in their own way, in their own time. The people I tend to attract in that space are leaders. These are the women I tend to work with. I'm not really sort of working. I don't really attract people who are here to play small. The women in that space tend to have big energy. They're all very strong, powerful women, many of them business owners, and yeah, I'm proud of that. I don't get intimidated by that. It's amazing. I love it. I love being around women that are aspiring, aspirational, that inspire me. No jealousy there, absolutely not. I want to get to know them. Learn from them. Learn from women like that. Learn from these people, hey? Yeah, anyway. So, okay. Let's pick some cards. Sally. Okay, so first card that I've got for you is it's time for you to expand and to supersize your vision. I think you are playing too small. It's going to require you to invest your resources, to make investments on this path that you're called to. And yes, you can't. It's like it's going to require you to stretch yourself a bit, to see yourself, to invest more of you in this. If you want it to progress, if you want to grow this, if you want to become, to step up more powerfully, it's going to require you to expand the vision that you currently have. And yeah, this is like, the beginnings of a new chapter for you in terms of an adventure. You're being called to the adventure, the hero's journey, called to the adventure. And yes, it's going to have its ups and downs, but it requires you to step into your creativity, what that, stepping onto the edge of discovery. You're not going to know every detail. It's going to require you to take risks. Some of those risks are going to be financial. Some of those risks are going to be emotional. Some of them are going to be psychological, but it's going to require you to continue to stretch yourself. If as you step on this psychic path, you've got the High Priestess here. All the cards. I pulled the Psychic of the Mythic Tarot, the High Priestess. She is about you building rapport with your inner self, your inner being, and your psychic intuition, and trusting that, learning to respond to that rather than ignore it because it's stretching you out of your comfort zone. It scares you. So then you go, oh, I'm not going to do that. If you want growth, you've got to do what you haven't done before. You've got to invite in new experiences. So the High Priestess, she is about you building rapport with your psychic self for sure. I'm also getting that you have, I don't know how you feel about your dreams or dream space, but you have the capacity to receive a lot of insights through your dream space, through the imaginal. This tells me that there's like a clairvoyant skill, that you see a lot, you have the capacity, or if you don't now, that it's a gift that I'm encouraging you to open up to trust in the imaginal realm, to trust your third eye, to trust the visions that you receive. You're clairvoyant. You can see things. And so you need to trust that. You need to trust that and work with that. Learn to work with that. Learn to develop that. So yeah, you can't make this shit up, Sally. Now here is a strong message, a message from Hermes, right? Hermes jumped in. The Mercury jumped in. He was leading this live today, and he said, listen to the signs. The signs are like so obvious. You've got the Psychic of the Mythic Tarot. You've got expand your vision. And then you said, I want to be the best medium ever. And here is your sign. Expand, like this is start the adventure. Trust your psychic abilities. You can do this. But, it's not up to me to push you off the cliff. You're going to have to do that yourself. Unless you come and join my trainings and then you get to get coached by me. We all sort of make up excuses, hey, at times when we're scared, we come up with excuses. But, at the end of the day, if you want what you want, you have to like push through the fear. Do the thing. Do the thing. Yeah. Anyway. All right. Well, everyone, I'm feeling like I've had enough. I'm out of here. So I'm sending you all the love. Thank you for showing up today. Loved it. Don't forget, I've got my amazing tarot practitioner training. It's such a good introduction. If you're too scared to do the 9 months with me, if it just feels too overwhelming, too scared to go that deep, I would encourage you to start with the practitioner training. You're still going to get heaps of content, all the psychology of the cards. I don't go into the myths. You don't learn the therapeutic application, but you'll learn psychic application, which, is beneficial as well. You get to build rapport with your psychic self, as well as learn about tarot psychology. And then, of course, you're going to learn how to do readings with accuracy. And there is so much more content in there, channeling content, mediumship content, soul work content. My ears are ringing. Whoa, that just dropped in. What am I not listening to? I'm listening to I've Got to Go. That's what I need to listen to. Okay, there's the link. I'm out of here, everyone. Sending you all the love. Take care.